Hey everybody, it's the Honey Badger here, and today we're going to be doing a simple maintenance video because with the bed of the truck removed while we're in the middle of prepping the body for paint and then a wrap, it's really easy to get to some of the components that you normally don't have easy access to. So today we're going to be replacing the fuel filter on the tank, or it's right off the tank. It's actually right there. It's not the world's hardest thing to get to on this pickup when you have the bed on, but it makes it a lot easier. And also, while you have the bed of your truck off, or if you're taking it off for the first time, there's some things you can definitely do. Preventative maintenance on the frame. You can get to your shocks a lot easier depending on your pickup, get to the back half of your exhaust as well, and anything else you might need to look at. It might just be worth it. I don't know how often you'd want to do this, not super often obviously, but take the bed of your truck off, do some work back here. It makes everything so much easier to get things done. So today that's what we're going to do. Fuel filter action. This should take no time at all, but definitely something I recommend because I've been able to treat a few things back here and work on a few projects underneath the truck that normally would be really hard to get to. So I definitely recommend doing this. Let's dive into getting that fuel filter replaced. All right, so there is the fuel filter right there. It's in its little holder for now with it's still plugged in. Here is our replacement, obviously a lot newer. I don't know how old the other one is. It could be not super old. It could also be crazy old. So it makes sense just to replace it. Also, this replacement one, link down below, it was $6. So preventative maintenance or easy maintenance to do while you have access, $6, totally worth it. Just do it. They say though on this truck to actually completely empty the fuel tank and actually siphon out all gas. I think that's a little bit bold, so if you watch me get fuel everywhere, we can laugh at me, but we have like a quarter of a tank at the very most, which should be well below where that point is. In fact, it feels pretty empty, or it sounds pretty empty, so I don't think we'll have an issue. There will definitely be fuel, obviously, in these lines and in the actual filter, so I expect some gasoline, but I don't expect it to continue to pour out. If it does, we can just all laugh at me for being an idiot. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and put something underneath just in case there is some drips and some gasoline so we don't get it everywhere, and we'll just pull this one off. We'll see what the arrows say on it, and we'll put this one in. So the stock one's out. And yeah, it says that's the out. So, model of Japan on it. Model of Japan, that's how you know it's good, but it's out. I probably had my head in the video the entire time, but pretty simple. Let's put it in. Actually, I'm gonna go look at the photo because I think that might have been in backwards. All right, so after a little bit of research on the internet, I think the previous fuel filter, which was in this direction, I think that's backwards. I could be wrong, but everybody else seems to agree with me because the new one, the arrow on it is pointing this way. They say it's out and it should be facing towards the pump. So that would be out. And this says out. Now this one does not actually have an arrow on it. It's blank. But it does say out printed on it on the bottom, along with model of Japan. So I think it was in backwards, so we're gonna put this one in this way. Worst case, when we start the car, if it stalls out and it's not getting enough gas, then obviously this is incorrect that this is out, although I'd be confused why it in this way, that's out. That doesn't make sense to me, so we're gonna go that way. Also, comically, there's no clamps on those, which is kind of weird to me because there's clamps everywhere else. So I'm wondering if you also did the install, didn't put the clamps back on. So don't know if that's a problem. Maybe we'll get some and throw some on there just to be sure. And there we go. We have the fuel filter in the truck and actually in the correct direction. So I kind of confirmed things with some of the guys on the Facebook 720 group, and they agreed that the out should be facing outwards towards the fuel pump, which the previous one, it didn't have an arrow on it, but the out was flipped around and it did say on the back of it, and the out was facing the wrong direction than what it is in its orientation now. So I'm gonna say that the previous one was in the vehicle the wrong direction, whoever did that, and now this preventative and easy, cheap maintenance has now become the correct way to do something and now in the vehicle the correct way. So another reason why you should do your preventative maintenance and just the normal maintenance you need to do, because what if something was done incorrectly and before you own the vehicle, or if you even just did it wrong the previous time you did it and it's about time to do that. Make sure you always are looking into that type of stuff, because as much of it as it may not make like a ridiculous difference, because clearly the truck still drove, it didn't prevent it from driving and stalling out. Still something you just want to do the correct way so the vehicle can perform at obviously its optimal running conditions. So we're good to go on this now. Pretty easy. Make sure you leave a like on that video if you liked it and made it this far. Consider subscribing for future videos, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.